traditional way and share with us the good news you have.
Hello, everybody. How are you? I've got a nice boomy voice, I hope, too. Everybody can hear me over there in the back. Happy to be here. Happy to be invited by Giuseppe. Like he said, I've got an ICO that is ongoing right now. Pretty successful. We've got $1.5 million in the door. Tomorrow I leave for Russia. My partner's in Hong Kong right now, and we're going to then meet together in Switzerland to meet some other heavy hitter investors that are coming on board. I wasn't here earlier. I don't know if anybody asked, but can I get a show of hands? Who owns Bitcoin in here? Great. Who owns Ethereum? Great. That's awesome. So not everybody, right? Not everybody in here owns it. So how in the heck could it be in a bubble if not everybody in here is owning it? And that's some of the things that you're going to get, a lot of the pushback that you're going to find out there. I started out my career in sales. I was an entrepreneur and a gift at being on the phone. And I used those and catapulted into my passion, which was automobiles. I exported cars for many years. And from there, in the '08, when the crash happened, I was in Europe. I was one of the largest importers of automobiles into Europe. And I ended up moving back to the States, and I got into precious metals. I saw that after the crash there was something going on, and we did have a crazy time in precious metals where gold spiked to 1900, silver we saw at $49. And I invented something, a platform that you could trade gold and silver at 50-to-1 leverage, and it was connected to JP Morgan's back-end servers. And we were doing that. It was great. I had an office here in Miami in a high-rise, great view. We had up to 20 employees. And then the Dodd-Frank Act came, and JP Morgan contacted me and said that within 30 days I had to be shut down. So it was a big, huge bummer. But I was lucky enough to meet my partner, Martin. He had a silver mine in Mexico, and he was kind of a part of a silver consortium. And he ended up purchasing all my assets, and I was able to get out of it somewhat unharmed. I later on moved to the security sector. I ended up inventing bulletproof underwear. I took my son to play peewee football, bought some compression shorts, and I saw the idea. I ran with it, and I ended up having a company here in Hialeah, 20,000 square feet, working with the Marines, the Army. I've been on numerous secret bases and working with special armor. And I later sold that company last year. And what's that?
And it's also corporate America.
Yeah. And I sold that company last year, and I talked to a young kid. This is what kind of spurred me onto cryptocurrency. I talked to a young kid. He's 22 now, and so this was in January when I spoke to him, but I had known that he was in Bitcoin about 9 months before that. And Bitcoin jumped up to 1,200, and I saw that. I heard about Bitcoin back in 2011, 2012, and I'm sure most of you, had we known now what we knew then, or what we knew then what we know now, we would all be rich. And so I saw that it hit 1,200, so I called him. And I asked him, I said, well, how many Bitcoins do you have? Because you've been doing it for 9 months. And he told me 1,168 coins. 22 years old. I was like, this is it. This is what I have to do. I just knew it right then and there that this is the future, but I didn't understand it. And I think a lot of people don't understand what Bitcoin is. I can tell you what Bitcoin isn't. Bitcoin is not fintech. Bitcoin is not a company. Bitcoin is not an organization. It's a protocol. It's like the internet, right? Nobody owns it. And what it's done is it's given everybody kind of an equal playing field. If we go back to the days of email or internet, I'm old enough, sadly to say, that I remember going into the workforce not using email. And in sales, we had to send out FedEx packages in order for the people to get the information the next day. And you were reprimanded if you sent out packages that at the end of later on when you called that client, they weren't interested. It was called sending out wood because you were wasting paper. And it cost $16. That's how much a FedEx package during that time, 91, 92. And so, you know, back then, did the internet have all of the adoption that it has now? Were you able to do, you know, the things that we're able to do now? No. We all remember the dial-up, you know, waiting there, waiting for screens to load, right? Watching grass grow as we were doing it. You know, it was really difficult. And a lot of companies didn't see that. They didn't see the innovation. And so what happens is with network